Welcome
to Shadeinthecity.
I'm Trees.
It's Nell.
And thank you guys for tuning in to season 6, episode 10 of Ready to Love. This is our review. Welcome back, Shade Squad. And welcome all new viewers. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, we just want to say shout out to Nephew Tommy. We obviously have all learned that he was recently battling throat cancer, which is obviously very serious. And so blessings and prayers go up for him and his family. And we're happy to see that he's recovering from that and glad to see that he's still here. So yeah, that's such a blessing. And want to say congratulations as well to Joy and Clifton from last season of Ready to Love, Potomac or DC, whatever y'all want to call it. And they are engaged. So congratulations to them. And do not be surprised. This is no tea, no shade. It might be some tea. Don't be surprised if you see them on Love and Marriage DC next season. I just think, everybody is all about their bag. But y'all, why don't we get into this episode of Ready to Love? Let's get into it. Let's get shady.
Nephew Tommy tells the guys that over the next 48 hours, it's super important. And that they have to be present for this process.
There's a lot.
And in order to be present, right? And in order to be present, you need to be present.
Okay.
Which leads him to who the hell he eliminated? LJ. Because LJ ain't present.
Call, and guess who wasn't present?
You said the roll call.
He did a real nigga roll call.
I'm so not surprised. I knew LJ was going home after that shit.
We said it
2 weeks ago, and then he ain't show up. Boy, bye.
All I'm gonna say, Shade Squad, if y'all don't do nothing else for us, hit that like button. We said this. We said this last week. We've been saying this for the past 2 weeks that LJ's ass needed to go home. Okay.
We did.
So, or you can drop down in my Cashapp. Call me now for your free reading. And
I'm so stupid. And I still believe Kayla going home. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
Oh.
And then Nephew Tommy turns to the camera and tells LJ, if you're watching, I wish you the best. I said, well, she was a shady. You know what? Right? This is have fun at your what convention? Have fun. So, of course, the guys are happy that they dodged the bullet. They ain't going home. Brandy is talking to Mike about, how she did. She was like, did I look nervous? While Kayla is on the sidelines giving her the evil eye, like, if you don't get yourself out my man's face, boo. So, Trinika, she feeling some type of way because, she said that was her strongest connection. She was sending all types of titty cleavage pictures and stuff. We don't know who the hell her damn connection is. I don't know.
Say everybody was Trinika's strongest.
Right.
When Mike told her she wasn't eliminated, Mike was her strongest connection at that point.
Right. So they all took a shot for LJ, So then Nephew Tommy, he comes back and lets them know that the guys are gonna have the power this week and says that he wants to play an old school dating game show called Sister and Her Mister. Sister and Her Mister, right?
You should just the wives,
right. It's a game to see who knows their partner. Kadian says that she feels like she knows her man, so she got this in the bag. And, he says, if you don't know your partner, don't worry about it. There's no consequences. But if you do win, you're going to have an exclusive, intimate getaway date, away from everybody else. He was like, it's going to be helicopter rides, yachts, mermaids, all that type of shit. Jay, she feels like she's been drinking. But she said she know her man pretty well too, so she ain't really worried. So basically the ladies, they have to pick their male partner, and whatever question Tommy asked the men, they have to write it on a whiteboard and match it up with whatever the ladies say, basically. So Kayla picks Mike as her partner. So does Brandy. Mike says that he's surprised that Kayla picked him. So was we. I thought it might have been Randall, maybe, possibly. You know, I thought you'd spend more time with him. Jay picked Ra, or, you know, as Tommy said, Randall.
Right. Name is Randall.
Kaden picked Swayze, Sharice picked Samson, and Trinika picked Randall. So the guys picked up their whiteboard and the game's begun. So the question for Kadian was, what does Swayze want more, a big family or a big bank account? She answered big bank account, and that was incorrect. So she was immediately eliminated. She was like, he don't want no big family. Like, well, that's what he wrote on her board. So it don't really matter what he really wants.
What
out.
What you think he want? He's
right.
He's what he want.
Moving right along.
But like she pictures them posing for Christmas cards and stuff together. She see their future. She over here manifesting her and Swayze. And look, according to her Instagram, manifested. All right, so I ain't mad at her. Go ahead, girl. Put it in the universe.
You so stupid. So he asked Trinika, what does Randall like most, romance or Netflix and chill? Now, Trinika says romance and Jay says Netflix and chill. Jay was wrong. The correct answer was romance. He then asked Trinika how many serious girlfriends Randall had. Was it less than two or more, or three or more? She says three or more, and that was correct. And then it was ideal vacation. She answered relaxing on the beach with a cocktail, and his answer was camping. So that was the first one that she got incorrect. Then he asked Sharice, what type of movies does Samson prefer? She said action. She was correct. Then next question was shoe size. She said 11. It was actually 13. Samson, you got some big ass feet, homeboy. How old is this? How do we know how tall he is?
No, we don't.
We know that he wears size 13 shoe. Okay, so Sharice got that incorrect. So she's out. He then asked Brandy and Kayla how long before moving in. Brandy says 6 months, and Kayla says 1 year or more. The correct answer was 1 year or more. So Brandy is immediately out, and you can see the saltiness all over her face. Like, so you mean to tell me I'm out and this bitch is still in the game? Then the next question was split the bill or pay for the whole meal. Kayla says pay for the whole meal, which was correct. And Brandon was like, well, that was a given. Like, duh. It don't matter what you think, boo. You're already out the game. I love you, but you're already out the game. Sorry. So then she says, what college did Mike go to? And Kayla says UM, which I can understand. You know, they in Miami. I can understand why she would say UM, but did not go to college. And then Trinika and Kayla are basically neck to neck. So they're about to have a bonus round, and Suhu about to take this whole little trip. Now Kayla said that she's realizing that the more questions she gets correct, the more Brandy is getting upset. She said, you know, these real connections are dropping like flies. I said, ooh, Jesus. Well, the shade of it all.
All right, y'all. This is a very interesting episode. So Tommy now is like asking, you know, this is a runoff. And the question is, he asked Randall, are you a breast or a thigh man? Or leg? Or wing? Which one are you? And so, you know, Trinika says breast. And apparently that's what he liked.
That's what he liked.
So then he asked Kayla, what is Mike's sign? And she lets us know that Mike is a Pisces, and that's right. And I said, okay, Team Pisces. Okay, Mike. I don't know about the male Pisces, but I'm still here, fish. And Brandy just wants this game to be over. She just wants them to hurry up and finish. She's over it, seeing this, you know, makeshift love connection with Mike and Kayla. Now,
makeshift, huh? Jeez.
We had this conversation on camera.
I know, I'll just bullshit.
Next, he asked Trinika, what's Randall's favorite drink? And we learned that it's an old fashioned. She got it right. And then he asked Kayla, what is Mike's favorite ice cream? And she says chocolate, which is actually wrong because it's vanilla. So, Jay says that she's really sad that she didn't get that alone time with Randall. She feels like, they kind of need that to get them back where they need to be, or for you to try to like force him to make a choice, because that's what it's giving. Randall said he's excited for the time with Trinika, but wonders how Jay is going to feel. Kayla feels like she's upset about not getting a date with Mike, but more upset that Trinika and Randall, because everyone knows that they have the least connection. And I was like, haters.
They clearly spent a lot of time talking and getting to know each other, though.
Right. I don't give a damn if she pulled out her motherfucking notebook, Rubik's Cube, and had the answers written down. The point was, clearly it's been talked about and she knows. And no shade, but clearly you didn't know Randall that well because you weren't over there buying for him. You was over here with Mike. So why are you worried about Trinika? Girl, have several seats. So, yes. Then they walk out into this private date. And I'm not going to lie, I did kind of laugh because it is beautiful and it is so my vibe. I just needed some wine, but it's so my vibe. And
I mean, it could be really anybody's vibe. I just wouldn't want to do it as a date.
Well, people differ. So Trinika also says
I would have been right along with Randall. Like, sir.
So
where's the yacht? Where's the mermaid? Where's the helicopter?
Randall is a little upset with Tommy because he said, ain't no helicopter, ain't no mermaids, and I'm still waiting on the boat. Where's the boat? Now I'm serious about my boats. When you tell me I'm getting on a boat, I'm getting on a boat.
Let me say something. I'd have been like, should we go look for Tommy? Let's go find Tommy.
The boat didn't pull up. Or I'd be like, is the boat later? Are we going on a midnight cruise?
Right. Tommy, what's...
So they start with a cleansing that's supposed to bring them closer together, which I liked. Trinika's excited. Apparently Trinika does this, which I ain't mad at. And, she asked him how he feels about her getting most of the questions correct. And he said that he was happy and knew that she would because of the things that they're all things that they talked about before. So she's like, well, are you really happy that I won? And he's like, yeah. And she's just like, I'm surprised because you don't really express how you feel about me. And tells him, basically, I'm a woman too. I do want to feel desire. I'm just not out here trying to continue to put my titties in your face because I know you like them. I want you to act like you want the titties.
I mean, I would have felt like when she turned around and saw dick and balls in her face, that's an indication.
You're stupid. So anyway, when did that happen? Did I miss that or something?
When she was sitting on the couch and she turned around and said, congratulations. She turned around, had full on dick and balls in her face.
Oh, okay. Well, that part. So, no.
That's probably why Jay got up and left.
Oh, well. So then Randall, I guess, grabs her hand to reassure her, which I thought was cute. They apparently at that time they're doing a foot spa. So after this, they're doing a eye gazing meditation, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I am deep. I try to be a deep motherfucker, but what I cannot do is eye contact for long periods of time. You will lose me every time. I think it's weird. It creeps me out.
I can do that.
I can't. I don't. See, I'm the type of person. If you're in the store and we're in the same aisle and you're looking at me for too long, either I'm gonna remove myself or I'm gonna say something to you.
Well, that's a stranger.
I don't know. It's just I just don't like
doing that with a stranger.
I don't know. I don't know.
Weren't we watching something? We were talking about like I'm the type to be like just staring at you.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'd be like, why are you?
But see, that's why I can do it. I can be like just looking in your eyes, like.
No, I'm like that gives creepy.
I told you it probably gives creepy.
I feel like you're trying to look through me. I don't like that.
I am.
No, that's not. Yes. So then the practice is supposed to, make them go deeper with each other. Trinika said it was easier for her, but Randall, did get a little, i.e., I would have got a little distracted too. She said that she massaged his feet and this helped him out. And he did seem like he was into it. He does feel like it made the connection stronger and says he feels that he didn't give the same energy to Trinika that maybe he should have. And it's unfortunate how late in the game he's realizing that he has feelings for her. So everybody's in the kitchen cooking. I guess they waiting for them to come back from their little romantic outing. So
I know Mike and Brandy was all hugged up at the stove cooking and singing.
Yeah.
And Kayla was like, Kayla just be giving them the side eye, and they pay her ass no mind.
Give her no mind. And so in the confessional, Kayla's like, I'm annoyed. Actually, no, Brandy says in the confessional that she's a little bit annoyed with Kayla because she's no one's top connection. Why is she here? Why is she here? Tell me, have you seen her? So
this is why I believe she's going home. And I'm an outsider looking in.
Has been saying this for a few episodes. My thing was LJ. We're gonna let her ride out and see what happens at the end of the
I've been saying LJ too.
You did say LJ, but we're gonna see if you're gonna get right with Kayla because I don't know. We don't know yet. But anyway, point is Brandy's like, I just don't know why she's still here. Kayla
you and me both, boo.
Corner feeling some type of way, as Nell said. She's like, Mike nor Randall have checked up on me and and worried about how I felt. And
it's clear that I'm in my feelings and I'm affected and they don't even give a fuck that I'm hurt. No, they don't. You know why? Because you're nobody's top connection. At this point, you could just pack it up and go home and nobody would miss you.
It's just,
I would not be, listen, if she does not go home this episode, which would make so much sense that she would go home this episode, but if she does not, then she's just got to be the next female. I can't see any other female going home. I don't see any other female going home. Okay. It's between her and Trinika. But to me, she's up here.
Well, I guess we'll see now. As everybody's doing this, Samson wants to ask about their date. Obviously, old girl Trinika is talking about how, it was really deep and connecting. Randall even goes in about how, it was a very intimate situation. And Samson's like, okay, that's good. That's all we need to know. And Jay is just like, you know what? All this rolling off your shoulder shit is really triggering me. She's getting upset, feeling some type of way. And I don't know why she gives me, if you love me, say it. If you want me, that's what she's giving. But Randall's not giving that to you.
She feels like she ain't about to let shit roll off her shoulder. She said that there comes a time where somebody's feelings got to get hurt. She's ready to hurt some feelings. Sharice and Samson are in the kitchen fixing something to eat. And he says, that they're not perfect, but this weekend has definitely made their connection stronger. So they're discussing how, he ended up in the bottom. And he says, I know how I ended up in the bottom. And explains that, a person who may not be patient may feel like the other person is not interested in them when they're interested in that person. I don't know. Here he goes with this patience shit again. I don't know. Whatever. And when he says patience, what I'm thinking is he's saying patience for him to open up.
Yes.
They don't have the patience for him to open up, is what I'm guessing. And in a confessional, Sharice says,
no shade. This is a process. It's a couple weeks. We ain't got, as Looney said, when is it going to happen, bro?
So in the confessional, Sharice says that she knows when somebody's into her, and that's really not what Samson is giving. She feels like he just might be going through the motions. So she feels like, they got some things that they need to work on and figure out. Then Randall is outside talking to Jay and tells her that he's been intentional since day one, but he wants to make her feel comfortable also. And in a confessional, he says that he has some real concerns about her, but he realizes that he needs to reassure her about how he feels. And that he has other connections, but that doesn't take away from what they have. listen, she tells him that she's not made of iron, and he says that he understands, but you know, at the end of the day, he's here for her. And she's like, well, do the other ladies know that you're here for me? He's like,
And he's like, do they care?
right? He's like, it doesn't matter because they don't care. And she's like, okay, well, you need to be direct with him. He said, look, we're going to go through this process. This is what we're here for. We're going through the process. And she just feels like it's time to hurt somebody's feelings. And he basically tells her, we're going to come out of here stronger or we're not. Bitch, take it or leave it. Because I'm not doing shit that you said. Okay. So Brandy and Mike are in their little blissful space, you know, packing up, ready to leave. Not that they want to. You know, she's like, we got to do this again. Just the two of us. We need to come back. And she says that, you know, Kayla once told Nephew Tommy that she believes that what they have, what the connection that they have is that they have an understanding. And she's like, that's where that should need to stay. An understanding. Shanika says that she's leaving the getaway with her connection with Randall. She still feels like it's still kind of shaky, but there were moments of optimism. But really, she just needs to find out what's going to happen after this getaway with them. Nothing, sorry. I'll be the one to tell you. Kayla says that she's frustrated with the trip because nothing went as planned. And her connections never tried to even connect with her. And now she is ready to go. Okay. She says when she was leaving, Mike came and pulled her to the side and told her that, you know, he apologized and he still wants to work on their connection. He doesn't want to lose her. But she feels some type of way that he had to wait till after Brandy left to come pull her to the side. And she feel like that's weak as fuck. That's some weak nigga shit. But she don't give a damn. She says she gonna stick beside him, and she want to find out what's that about, if he really gonna do what he said. So she's still trying to sing.
Okay. She want to find out what that be like, and just so she could laugh in Brandy's face. But outside of that, we all know that this ain't going nowhere. She just
blame her.
She just want to know what it would be like.
I don't blame her. Hit you right in your throat, huh?
It does, because I can be the first to admit when I may be wrong about somebody. And from what this was giving, my radar may have been a little bit off. Love you in advance before I say this. Okay. Now, Sharice invites Samson to her business, Logan. What was it? Facial or studio spa.
Well, listen, unless we getting some free shit, I'm not promoting shit. So it's her spa.
So the point was, she invited Samson to her place of business for a treatment. Apparently, that was one of the first things that they had a conversation about. Surface.
So Samson heads over to Sharice's place of business for a facial. Because she wants him to open up, and she feels like, you know, she like a therapist. People always open up when she giving facials and she digging in their skin and stuff. He says that he is excited because he's going to go in as a future client and leave as a potential boyfriend. And he want to know how she make her bacon. Why?
But you can't even tell her what you did last Tuesday.
So, you know, as you know, he's getting the steam and the.
Isn't that interesting, though? How he wants to be that deep and want to know how she make her money, but I don't really.
Is it wrong? I don't know. You know what? I'll talk about that offline. So basically, you know, while he's getting his facial and his steam treatment and stuff, you know, she's asking him if he's emotional. When's the last time he cried? He said he's not really emotional. Last time he cried was about a decade ago in 2011, when his dog passed away.
2022.
So they sit. You so silly. So they sit down to have some champagne, and she explains that, you know, she wants to be a positive piece in his life. And he says, you already are. She's like, yeah, that's great and everything. Okay, but there's still a lot of things that I don't know. And she feels like after the getaway, she still really doesn't know much. So she says that she doesn't have like reservations per se, but she does want him to open up some more. And he's like, okay, so you're questioning all of that after my actions,
after everything that I've done?
And she says she doesn't have questions about anything. They're just having a conversation about the process, which is healthy. And
I'm not gonna hold
basically
y'all.
says,
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Shay Squad. Samson, come to the front. Come to the front. Samson, how is you buying her gifts have anything to do? Yes, it was well thought out. It thought out. It showed that you cared. It showed that you're listening. But what she wants to get to is the depth of you, not the depth of her. She already knows herself. She wants to get to the depth of you. So can you please drop down in the comments and let us know? I'd appreciate it. Love you. Mean it.
okay. So she basically says, not everything is cotton candies and rainbows. And there's some serious things that we need to talk about. So she tells him to open up. And he responds by saying, what are you doing for the rest of your day? And she's like, I don't want to talk about that. He's like, well, there has to be a balance, a little bit of what you like and a little bit of what I like. Okay, we're trying. She said, she was like, I'm in this moment with you. And he's like, I'm in this moment too, but you're really not. I'm trying to get you to open up, and you're talking about what am I doing for the rest of my day? That's surface. He's like, we're just a week in. And she says, yes, but it's really about if you're ready or not. And he was like, yeah, I'm ready. That's why we're in this process. And she's just like, okay. Okay. So he seemed like he was a little bit upset because he said, you normally go to a spa to relax. But once again, Hurricane Sharice is coming through with all these questions that he feels like he's already answered. And now he no longer feels comfortable. So, he tells her that he's glad that they had this conversation. And she's like, yeah, Sam the man. He's like, yeah, Sharice the woman. And they like fist bump. And it was super fucking awkward. It was like some homeboy, homegirl type shit. It was real weird. And she walks him out.
Hurry up and get out my office.
Yeah, I would have blocked him after that. He'd have been blocked. We find out that Randall asked Kayla out on a date. And she says she really doesn't know what to expect. And she asked him, how was everything, at the house and, leaving? And he's like, I really don't even know how to answer this. But he says that everything at the house was overwhelming. And he apologized because he understands like that, like everything that happened, everything that went down, it couldn't have felt good at all to her. But she says that it was really shocking and eye-opening. And she felt awful and rejected. And he says that, I know you want more answers, but I don't have them for you right now. But really, in the confessional, basically, he said he feels like he needs some counsel because he mainly feels like his connections are Jay and Trinika. And what's her face? Kayla feel like leaving this lunch or dinner or whatever the hell it was, that their connection is weaker. Take a hint. Boo, just pack up and go. Save yourself the embarrassment.
Yeah, no, might be time to self-eliminate. Truth hurts. So we meet up in the gentleman's lounge. Everybody look like they done been through it. They all need heavy drinks, heavy cocktails.
Nephew Tommy. So Nephew Tommy asked everyone how the trip went. Mike says that he loved it. He loved going to sleep and waking up next to Brandy. And he can see himself doing that for plenty more times to come. Samson says that he had a good time and he feels that him and Sharice got closer. Bullshit. Randall says they're strong personalities. It could be like a little bit of an issue. And he does say that he did have a great time with Trinika as well. And he feels like their connection got deeper. Now Swayze says that him and Katie came to an understanding after, their misunderstandings. And he realizes that she doesn't do anything intentional or malicious. And just like, we say she is like Mother May I, and he realized that about her. And he actually likes her more now than before they had the argument. And Nephew Tommy asked the guys who isn't ready to love. Randall says Sharice. Samson says Kayla. He also says Trinika, as well as Mike. And Swayze says Kayla as well as Trinika.
Yeah.
So the bottom two, we pretty much already know who they are. It's sounding like Trinika and Kayla. I mean,
Chanel thinks she winning a bet or something, y'all. Y'all better send her them cash apps.
I'm just saying. Look,
She said Kayla's. We'll see. Mike meets with Kayla to sit down and talk about what happened after the gentleman's lounge. Now, Kayla, he asked about the trip and she said it was fucking miserable, and Mike brings up how, the guys haven't been feeling that she's been opening up. And she's like, you know what? I'm not that bitch to just come into you and give you my whole life story. First meeting, that's just not who I am. She's irritated and, and she feels like, well, Mike asked her, who's your connections? And she's like, well, I would be irritated too. You gonna ask me who my connections are? You one of my connections, motherfucker. You gonna sit and play in my face like this?
He was trying to be funny because even when he said the thing about LJ, he's like, basically, like, you got plenty of connections.
Well, so Mike says that he didn't realize that he was one of her strongest connections. And he tells her that basically, and she was like, well, if you feel that way, why do you feel like I picked you in the dating game? And he says, honestly, because Randall already had 2 women going for him.
She's like, oh, what you feel like I have a problem competing?
Which we know she don't. No, she don't. She's upset and feels some type of way on how he treated her on the trip and how he didn't check on her. And she wants to know where Mike stands. And he said he can't say because he has to go along with the process. However, he does say that the men feel like she's still ready to love. And so she's still here. But Kayla leaves knowing that she really doesn't have a connection with anybody. I guess this is what we've turned this into. I'm a survivor. Anyway. So Tranika.
Look, I see the video in my head right now.
So Tranika has a date with Randall, and she has a bad feeling going into the date. She asks how he's doing and how everything was with the house, and she says their date was the highlight. And then Randall lets her know that she needs to open up more. And
no, that he's gonna open up more.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say, hello, she open. It's his ass that's shut down. These Fort Knox. But that was my thing. He's like,
no. You know what? I don't know why. I was trying not to do it, but you said it, and I heard it today when I was coming down the street. Baby, I'm open. Baby, I'm open. Open, you open. You got me tripping.
I heard that old ass song.
It was, I don't know. They was bumping it though.
You know what? It's probably that station you were listening to. That's why.
No, it was.
You were listening to the old people station.
I wasn't in the car. I was walking down.
Somebody else
was blasting it like it was the hotness, the new hotness. I said, look at somebody knowing Total. Yes.
But you know what? I love me some Total. But you know what? If I was Shanika, what would have aggravated me is he's talking like they have a future. Yes, I'm going to open up. I would love to, see where this goes. And I would love to do that more and blah, 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 blah.
You lied to me.
Yes.
Because that's what he did. And then he told her, but this is where it stops.
The buck stops here.
So our girl Tranika is obviously a little upset. She feels like she's here. She's ready to love. And she don't give a damn about what they say. So she said she got to move on.
I'll be moving on.
She said, I'm the baddest bitch. Who's bad? Who's bad?
I cannot.
We're in Miami. I'm just saying. Thank you guys. For tuning into another review of season 6, episode 10 of Ready to Love. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
And you subscribed.
And hit the notification bell.
And yes, we will catch you next week for another review and another episode and see if Kayla is still here with us. Or if she's just going to self-preserve and eliminate herself. But we'll see. That's the whole, and it's a part of the process.
Next week it'll be the guy. It'll be one of the guys' turn to go home.
So and it looked like
At least another 2 weeks.
It looked like Samson might self-eliminate. Y'all, it's a lot. We'll catch y'all next week. We love y'all. Bye.
Good night.